Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL Jim, Rock and Roll Matty Goldberg.
What up, boys?
What's up, dudes?
What's up? Jim, who's behind me?
Name that player.
Ooh. I think we've done this before, right?
Of yesteryear.
I can't off the top of my head. I'm ashamed.
Mark Gastineau.
Why do you have the picture?
What?
You just have the picture because it's sick as shit?
Well, somebody said I look like Mark Gastineau with Down syndrome. So I kept it just as like I was insulted by it. So
I thought you were going to say it felt good to be compared to Mark Gastineau.
Well, in the 80s it would have been. He was a heartthrob.
You need a little bit longer hair, Maddie.
And a cooler mustache and 200.
You could do the mustache. I could see
200 pounds of muscle.
Man, it's not too late to start a roid cycle either.
No. You know, there was a great documentary. He was a boxer after his football careers, and he was winning these fights that were being fixed. And one of his opponents was poisoned by the promoter. And, like, it's crazy, the whole story. And then he fought a real fight, and he got killed in, like, 30 seconds. But he won, like, 10 fights in a row because they were all fixed. It's pretty wild.
So he went to this Mickey Rourke School of Boxing there.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
And Jim, you might have recognized him. Was it the Brett Favre what was that? Was it Brett Favre documentary where he like confronts Brett Favre or something?
Oh, yeah. No, that was the New York Sack Exchange.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like, you hurt me. And Brett was like, hey, Mark, how you doing? And he just... You know how, like, sometimes you go to see a friend and they're mad at you and you don't know they're mad at you? So you're like, hey, Luke, and you're like, fuck you, motherfucker. You're like, what did I do? And you're like, you know you fucking
I think that's the reverse, man.
Yeah. Or you come up to me, you're like, hey, Maddie. I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker.
You know what you did.
You know you fucking did, you fucking asshole. It was that, like, Brett was like, okay. I know, you know, Brett's not a...
Yeah.
He's not exactly a great guy, but Mark's a little off.
If you don't remember, Jim, that was because Brett basically took a free sack, gave a free sack to Michael Strahan, so he
could beat
that
I do remember.
Record.
You know what? You know what's going on right now. Luke, you hit me out. You're like, you know, there's not a lot of sports going on. I'm sure you got a little rundown going. I'll talk poker in a little while because it's the main event, and I've been watching that, and I do believe it's a sport. We can talk about it later.
No, wait, is there another? I don't give a shit. There's no real story that kind of trumps everything, at least according to Sports Hole standards.
Yeah.
So, what is there another cheating scandal again in poker?
Oh, yeah. There's this. Okay, this is what happened.
Set up it with last year, what happened last year, and then move into this one.
So last year, and this happened not in the main event this year, but last year, the main event. What happened was there was heads up, which means the last two guys are playing. And it's literally for, you know, you are the world champion. Nobody will take that away from you. You win the main event. It's like 8,000 players. You got to play 5-6 days, 10 hours a day. The grind is grueling. So last year on the final table, the last two guys, some nerdy poker guy that wanted to get attention. You know, there's like charts you can have where, you know, there's actually you can study people's what's called ranges. So it's like with these certain hands, what they open with. And that helps you. So you know, like, okay, if they bet 4 times the pot, they usually do it with these hands.
It's just an algorithm for poker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this dude was giving this guy like the charts of his opponent during the heads up.
Like real time.
Yeah.
Had the laptop right there too. So
Had
it's
the
not
laptop
just
like this is what he's doing.
It's a computer. It's software, hardware right there.
And it's cheating.
World Series.
Like this is what he does with Ace King. This is if he has this hand, how he plays it. When he has a high pocket pair, he does this before the flop, you know, like tendencies. And the guy won, and then they were like, this is bullshit, whatever. But the World Series of Poker didn't establish the rules good enough, so they couldn't really do anything about it. So this year, you can't be on your phone. You can't, like, you know, there's no help anymore. And if you
it's
do,
crazy
you
that
can't
you were
go
allowed
to the
to
rail and consult anybody anymore.
It's crazy that was allowed before in the first place.
You can consult, but you can't use like you can't have guys like here's the charts, you know?
Right.
So this is what happened this year. There's two big companies. It's kind of like if that it's hard with sports because any sport there's no rival to their top. Like Jim might say the UFL is
I would,
close
I
to.
would, I would argue, but no, no. I see what you're saying, Matty.
Let's say it's the SEC and the Big Ten in college football. So they're both fighting for dominance. All right.
Hmm.
So there's the World Poker this year. This is what happened. There's the World Poker Tournament and the WSOP, World Series of Poker. So this is through the World Series of Poker. But the World Poker Tournament was like, if you win a tournament through us and you win a bracelet, which means you win a WSOP tournament, you get $1 million bonus. Okay.
So you have to win a tournament through.
First, you got to win a World Poker Tournament,
Okay, and
and
then if you
then
win a WSOP,
they're going to give you $1 million.
okay.
So the guy who is second, there was two guys left in this tournament, and it's not the main one, but it's a pretty big one. Yeah. So the guy that was in second was way below, like 20. He was down like 20 chips to one. That amount.
Wow.
So he tells his opponent, "Hey, I got this $1 million bonus. You tank to me, we can split that $1 million."
Hmm.
So I think first was like 1.4 and second was 1.1. So
Mm-hmm.
they figured out that like they would get 1.8 each if the head guy tanked, which he did.
Wow.
So people were watching this, and these are like, if you get that far, you're obviously a highly skilled poker player. And the guy with the chips is making these ridiculous folds and
Did we see
crazy.
them make this agreement?
No,
Okay.
but it's pretty much established that it happened. I don't
Okay.
even think the guys are denying that it happened.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the guy tanked. So the guy won, and it's like you got to do something because it's your rival. Like your rival has an up. Like, hey, look what we did to the WSOP. So
Yeah.
they banned him from all Caesars events. They took his bracelet away. I'm not sure if they didn't. I think they had to pay him out,
Right.
but they didn't give him a bracelet and they banned him from Caesars events, which I agree with. But again, WSOP has to do a better job establishing the rules, and they didn't do it. And it's just crazy because it was like it's kind of like my friend was like, "That's what poker is about. I don't see what's wrong with it." To me, it's like if it's like Wimbledon, because tennis is like 1-on-1,
Hmm.
and the guy losing like in the last set, about to lose 3 sets to none, is like, "Hey, I get like an extra whatever $10 million if I win. If you tank it, we can split it,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll make $4 more million." So that's like the equivalent to me, and it's I don't know. I just think like it's like it's more important to win the bracelet if you ask me. But again, 300 extra thousand bucks.
Yeah, is it about the money or is it about the status?
I think the bracelet's pretty fucking cool.
Well,
Like
they don't
the
view it like that anymore, I
No,
guess.
they really don't. And it's like, you go back to you gotta decide what poker is.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite movies is The Color of Money
Oh yeah.
with the
It's in the way that you use it.
great song, great video. But one of
I'm
the
gonna get
things
you a
that
shirt that just says Maddie.
yeah. So one of the things at the end of the movie is that Tom Cruise does tank versus his mentor. And at the end, he's like, I tank, I made more money. And that's like the life of like what pool halls are.
Yeah.
That type of thing where you do what you do to make more money. And poker, some people see it like that. So they don't see a problem with this at all. But I see it as like you're playing for the championship, you're playing for the bracelet. They had to suspend them, and they're like, look, there's other tournaments you can make deals in, but these are like
Right.
for the win.
Sorry, there are fans watching this. It's not you, the
Yeah.
Yes.
fucking
Yeah, people were
back room.
shocked.
Yeah.
Like everybody on the Twitterverse who like poker were like the response were like, "What did I just watch?" Like I'm shocked because if you're up 22-1, that's literally being up 30-0 in the fourth quarter of a football game.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of comeback
Yeah.
it was. So
Ugh.
The
yeah,
equivalent would be being up like I don't know,
I
like
think Matty nailed it
60 to
with
1.
tennis. I think he nailed it with tennis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tennis would be like you're up the third set. You need two more games to win, and then the guy's like, "Hey, if you blow this, you can make $3 more million or something." So they got to figure out how to establish the rules better because uh, it's and
Yeah,
just
it's going to
it's
go back
chaos.
to just being a fringe thing if they don't get a handle on it cuz the fans, if this is about the overall sport will make more money and the participants will make more money if the sport is more popular and you can get more sponsorships. If more people are watching, you can
And
get a
nobody
big.
likes seedy shit for the most part, unless
No.
like nobody wants to see like cheating and backdoor deals or people are tanking and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
want the real integrity of watching
Yep.
people play or whatever. And I mean, we're seeing it with basketball, like and we're seeing it with baseball. There's we could do like a whole gambling episode because there's a lot of legislation now to like pretty much kill gambling in America.
Yeah. I saw
And
that too, Matty.
and now that gambling is becoming more mainstream, like all the sports embraced it, ESPN embraced it.
Mm.
We're seeing more guys get in trouble, and it's like we really hope this didn't happen because for me and Jim, we're
My,
not.
my take, Matty,
Yeah,
at least on the athletes doing it, is the fact that
sure.
they've always been doing it, but the fact
Yes,
that now it's just sports betting is more prevalent.
that is true.
You're
And they
just
don't
getting
have to
caught more.
necessarily go
Like,
to a shady guy either.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not going to whatever Joe
no,
Schmo bookie on the corner. You're
no,
going to FanDuel or DraftKings or
yes.
having your cousin do it. It's easier to catch.
And these
Yeah.
basketball players are doing it where they can do these prop bets where they're like, they can kind of control how many assists they're going to get or how many rebounds they're going to get. So, like, if a guy who's a two guard is over under assists is like 5, he knows how to get under 5,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a pretty easy way. And I'm curious what's going to happen in the next 5 years because we could go back where gambling is, where it became very mainstream. It could really go back into.
I think California just made fantasy football
Yeah, elite.
illegal, at least as far
Yeah,
as gambling fantasy football
sure.
goes.
Yeah,
Like daily fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
Damn.
FanDuel and
Damn.
DraftKings.
Damn, Callie.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
guess
I
you're
don't know
worried,
what
man.
I mean, it's really fun when you can do it, but it does wreck a lot of people's lives too. People do too much.
Well, the big thing with FanDuel and DraftKings, the scandal about 4 or 5 years ago was what they were doing was they were figuring out the people that worked there were getting the cards of the best players
Oh
who
yeah.
were using DraftKings and FanDuel and
Right. I
just
remember that whole
doing
thing.
their cards. And that
Yeah.
was like shitty too. I
Well,
mean,
you see what they did in Illinois, right?
no,
It's a 10-cent tax on like every bet.
crazy. See,
That
that's
like
fine. I can deal with that. But when what they're gonna do to the whales is all the whales are gonna leave the country.
the whales are going to just go offshore.
Yeah,
Because with that you're talking about the new bill
yeah,
that you can only deduct 90% of your losses but 100% of your winnings.
yeah. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna go offshore or they're gonna move to Canada or move to
Is this a
Mexico.
national
Oh
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
it's part of the new Trump bill.
That makes
Um
that seems this, I'm sorry,
Well, that's
but
the
so
funny
like
thing is
yeah,
that
say
knowing what I
Lou,
know
always.
of
say
Trump, that seems like the opposite of what he would do.
I
Like,
know.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Because like the example I always see is like say you gamble $10,000, You lose 10,000 throughout the
Right.
year, but you also win 10,000. Guess what? You just lost 1,000.
That makes zero fucking sense. Yeah, tell him he can't do all of his dumb business write-offs for his bad
Well,
deals. You know, like
he's killing all the industry, and
he's
it's
killing
very
every fucking
yes, he is.
industry. I'm sorry.
He's not doing it. He's doing an f job, and it's sucky because I don't know what's gonna happen with gambling. I have a
It's gonna go
sad
back to Maddie. It's gonna go back to offshores.
yeah
Offshores are gonna be king
Yes.
again,
yeah
and the local bookies are gonna make a comeback. You're like local.
okay.
Your local guy's gonna make because like
Yes
we have a local guy around where I'm at.
yeah.
He has his own website, so you can still do it online.
Well, what they do now is
Tell me how he runs this. Like, you don't have to
yeah
share
you can
details.
He
buy
does
it.
it. He does it off credit. So like he has like a couple people that work for him. He gives you access to the website, and he will credit your account.
Yeah,
And then either you are up on the month or down on the month, and he collects.
Is
and
the
then
website cloaked in anything?
I
Like,
think you need like a
website
you need
is
a
like a
specific
generic
login.
website.
You need
okay,
yeah. It's like any other like online gambling website.
okay.
There's things you could do now to like make your own pay per it's like pay per win or something like that. I forget what they're called.
I used a guy like that about 5 or 6 years ago,
I
and what
did him a
they
little bit. I can't
yeah,
gamble on credit though. I refuse to gamble on
yeah.
credit.
So what he does is there's these generic sites that's like all bet 365. So it's like the template, and then
Yeah.
he'll put the money in, and then whatever it is, and
You
then
can adjust some things with it,
yeah.
and like he can like adjust sports book lines and stuff like
So
Have
that.
what
you
I would
ever
do is I would send the money, and then he would put it in my thing.
okay, Jim, do you know, have you ever spoken with this guy like in person? You know anything
I
about
have
his operation?
spoken with his nephew who worked for him for a
I'm
while.
real curious to see what this looks like to the government because it's all digital trail, obviously,
Sure.
if people are using credit cards.
I'm always confused by that because there's a drug dealer that I know of who has a website.
Well, what you do is you launder these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of crime shows.
I
I
mean, when I
understand
was
that.
doing it, I was putting like a
He
hundred
probably
dollars.
owns like another business, like a laundromat or
Oh,
something like that.
100%.
Yeah, and then he claims that those winnings are from, or that's
The
part of the
guy was
business.
using.
It's
I was
all. I mean, like it's all cash based, because it's like
Well,
it's that's why that's I assume that's why it's all on credit,
right.
so that you're not like actually funding the gambling. You're just exchanging cash for something else.
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah. He does have to sort of
Yeah.
pay. He'll have to pay taxes on it when it goes through whatever,
Yeah.
but then it's legal money.
It's
But
not like
it's
yeah.
genius though to get people with their credit cards though, because they'll
No, no,
go
no, no,
tilt.
not credit cards. It's
Oh,
like he just knows who you are.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no,
And
that's
The guy
scary.
I did.
he
The
will
guy
come
I
and
did. I
collect.
would
He will come
Venmo.
and collect. It's not credit cards. It's credit.
The
Like you
guy I did. I think I would PayPal. This was a
yeah.
little before
Yeah, how
Venmo,
did your operation work? Sorry, Maddie.
so I'd PayPal him,
Uh-huh.
and then he would. I would. I was doing like $100 a month,
Uh-huh.
so our week. So it wasn't like a lot of money, but he would. Then I would say, hey, I want to cash out for this much, or if I went broke, I would say, can you put another 100? And I'd send him 100, and then he'd be like, it's in there, and then I would just do it, and then he would go from there. But
No,
like, I had a friend who had a bookie that was swamped and owes him like 4 grand, and he never got it, and he talked to a few of his friends. So this guy got like 15K in the hole. So like, if you're a bookie and you're not equipped to do this, like,
you have to be equipped.
yes.
Because
Because
you can like
guys do get
just like
fucked.
gamblers, bookies can have down like
Oh yeah.
Jim,
you can
how does
lose
it so how does
so
the
much.
guy collect payment? I mean, not physically, but like will he take PayPal or
I think he will take like Venmo or
okay,
PayPal or something
okay.
like that. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
there was
But
a guy.
he collects it. I think at the end of each month, he's like, "Hey, pay up." He's like, "We're
Wow.
here,
There was
we're
a
here."
stand-up comic. I don't want to say his name, but he wrote a book about being a collector, and he's not a big guy, but he said like
Well, if
the
you wrote a book about it, you can say his
his name
name
is
in.
Brand Tolber. I don't really know him. I
Oh,
just heard him on.
Brand, yeah.
But he said like one of the keys. He goes, you never threaten violence. You threaten telling them their family. Like he goes, you tell you're gonna tell the wife, you're gonna tell their parents, you're gonna tell.
Right.
That gets people more than violence.
Shame, huh?
Yes.
Is the ticket.
Yeah. But yeah,
Dude,
like I then I go all the way back to my father. And my mom used to yell like they were, this is the '80s, so they were just the guys from Florida. My mom goes, "These are the
Right.
guys from Florida who called." And then there was a local guy where I grew up, and there was a story that these two guys went to his house to place bets, and there was like 10 cars at the guy's house, and he got raided. Like it was actually like a crime back then.
Right. Oh yeah.
And the two guys, my dad tells me a story, they were mad because they thought he had a card game, and they didn't invite these guys because they came over like it was like a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
Knocked on the door, and they didn't recognize the guy that answered it. It was a cop. They're like, "Can we help you?" And he's like, they said something dumb like they're part of like a carpet cleaning service, and they wanted to know if you want his carpets cleaned at like 9 o'clock on a Friday. But they didn't get arrested. The guy got arrested though.
The
Wow.
the only reason I like using that book sometimes, the my
Yeah,
guy, he offers high school sports, like
there you go.
Nebraska high school sports to bet
Which is
on.
which is huge. I mean, I talked to a
It's
buddy.
amazing. It's amazing
I
to bet
Dude,
talked
like
if
to a
I
high.
was
friend.
doing that, I'd be
Texas.
driving by these kids' homes, like
I'm shocked
fucking with
because
them.
in New York, high school sports was not important. But I talked to a guy out here who grew up in Texas, and he likes high school football more than college and pros. And when I first heard it, it didn't register. I'm like,
Where was he from?
Texas.
Okay, yeah, that checks out.
But if you're from New York, you don't really nowadays Friday Night Lights, so you get it. But back when I was younger, like I was like, you like high school football more than the NFL? Like, are you out of your fuck? But you don't realize in certain areas, like it's the shit,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
So
massive. Yeah.
yeah, and there's guys like Tate Martell, who is the greatest high school football player of all time.
Yes. Wonder what he's up to now.
He's got a hype kind of company, like a promotion company or some shit. He's trying to,
Man.
it's gonna succeed.
It's man, that guy could have like got NIL money and never had to work again or take a snap,
Yeah.
and because he never did take a snap. But
It
like,
is amazing that you go up another level. There's no, there's no guarantee of success in
well,
life.
no, it's there's a lot of factors to
Yeah,
that, beyond just the talent.
sure. But I'm certainly worried about gambling in America because we're seeing a lot more players getting accused, and like I don't give a fuck about that wide receiver. What was his name? On the
Jameson
Falcons.
will, well,
No.
Ramo on the Lions got caught. No,
Yeah, yeah. Who's the guy? He was on the Jaguars. He's a very good receiver. He was on the
he
Falcons.
wasn't betting on himself though, was he?
No, he was just doing DraftKings when he was
Right.
hurt, and they find and that's ridiculous. But
No, that kind of shit is dumb. I think
yeah,
the real like that's just part of life. That's what you're
yeah.
doing. If you're not betting on your own sport or on yourself, who cares? You
I was
know.
trying to explain to somebody what Pete Rose did was bad because somebody was like, he was betting on his own team, and I'm like, yeah, but like, let's say you bet like 100K on your own team, and you have a relief pitcher that shouldn't pitch that day, but he's your best pitcher, and you put him out there and he fucks his arm up. Like that's not cool. Like
Hmm.
you can't make those decisions on your own bank account, in my opinion. So I understand why you shouldn't be betting on your own team. Um, I just am worried because these all four major sports have embraced gambling. Like, you watch the NHL Stanley Cup. Paul Bissonnette's very good on that. I think that's his first name.
Hmm.
I mean, Paul. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
you
he's
nailed
great.
Paul.
Biz nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, they're doing their prop bets. He's like, it's all about gambling. And I feel like in a few years, they're going to bring it like,
Do
no.
you want to hear a take I have? This is UFL
Yes.
related, Maddie.
Sure.
So, like when the XFL in 2020 came out, gambling I feel like wasn't nearly as prevalent,
No.
and it really pushed gambling like on its message and like had bets and things going on. They did in 2023 as well, and I thought that was a cool aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think now the UFL should do something different and pivot back to like not talking about gambling at all. Be like
What?
the only league that's not like really bringing it up.
Well, I disagree because they need gambling more than anybody.
I don't know if they really need it.
They do.
I mean,
Yeah, I will agree with Maddie because
I
that's
could
what.
see it, and I
Yeah,
don't dislike it. Maybe I just want them to push it in a better way.
I mean, look, honestly, a real incentive for me to watch a UFL game is if I have money on it.
That's
If I
fair.
have money
That's
on it,
fair.
I'm gonna watch the whole game.
listen,
If I
Jim,
don't
have
have
you ever
money
seen
on it,
Bad
I
Lieutenant?
it's on the background.
no.
Yeah,
It's it's
great movie.
probably it might just be like an overkill thing for me when I'm
Yeah.
watching that, and then you see gambling with that. You see it like
Well,
Maddie
they
said with the
have to
NBA.
push it.
You see it with the NHL.
Yeah.
NFL's crazy with it.
Yeah.
College football anymore is crazy with it. Even
Well, they understand that everybody in America, we're talking the gays, the women, the dogs, have a fantasy league now. Like there's a girl I play poker with. She's in a gay fantasy football league,
oh, dude,
and
it's
it's everywhere.
fantasy football's the biggest thing.
And it's huge. So they have to realize like these are audiences that don't necessarily watch football, and you can grab them. Like it's like
Yeah,
you go with the Super Bowl. You're like, why don't they just have Metallica do the halftime? It's like, why would we? Most
Dude,
football fans are Metallica fans. We want to bring in people that don't watch football,
right.
So we're gonna bring in some pop girl.
I got a group of like six coworkers who the only reason they watch the NFL is because of fantasy football.
That's it. Gambling
That's it's
brings
fun.
eyes to the games.
So it's going to be tricky if more guys get popped or more guys get accused of what they're going to do.
Well, I think this will level out. This is all brand new. We got to remember that, right?
Yeah.
And we haven't had anything totally insane yet. We've had these dipshits trying to, lower their stats, for prop bets in a fucking midseason game here and there. Like we've had a couple of that,
Yeah.
but we haven't had anybody like blowing a major game yet
No.
on purpose. If that were to ever happen, the problem is gambling is an addictive thing, and even these guys who are very rich want to participate, and then when you start losing, that dopamine, serotonin thing in your brain that you get from winning starts dropping. You're chasing the dragon, man.
I mean, in baseball, the biggest fight in the last few years is when that guy slapped that other guy over fantasy football. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm worried.
By the
And
way,
for the
Jim, yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Matty.
well, for the offshore companies, this is great.
I mean, yeah, I'm just offshore supremacy.
Well, it's the same. It's the same with any industry. You make it illegal, it creates a black market.
Yes.
Probably everything except for human trafficking, should
Yeah.
probably not be legal. I mean, should probably be legal.
Like if you're a heroin addict and they're like, here's the place to get
Yeah.
heroin, do
We'd
it so you
still
don't
we
hurt
would still
anybody.
have Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Well, I don't know if we'd
Yes.
have that, but we'd
We
have it
would. He
where,
just got bad shit because you have to go underground
Yep.
to buy
yeah.
it.
But also, like, you're not going to rob somebody for heroin. You can get it. And if you want to do that shit,
Yes,
you can
exactly.
do it
You don't
because you're going
see
to do it anyway.
people from Budweiser shooting up a Coors plant. And
Yeah.
that's the problem. Gambling definitely has a ton of drawbacks, but people are going to do it. You
And they
know,
love it. I love it.
yeah. And luckily, you guys know how to gamble within your limits. I hope.
Yes. I've learned.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah, baby.
I used to play blackjack all the fucking time. I even sustained a living off of it for 3 months. One day I went on tilt, and I
Mhm.
go, I'm gonna get a real job again because
Yeah.
I
Tilt
don't
is
have
the
the stomach
worst.
for this.
Like
Um,
craps. I,
Oh,
I,
I've been on tilt on a craps table and it. Oh
yeah.
Jesus Christ!
The first time I played online craps, I think I won $300-400.
How do
And
you even play online craps?
oh, you can play it.
Matt,
Yeah, but listen, I'm like, this is easy. And then after that, I lost like 2 grand.
Maddie, are you gonna start betting on esports now too?
No,
Like what?
League
no,
of
I
Legends, baby. I bet on that. I bet on League of
no
Legends.
for really, I keep it really low. Every once in a while, I have like a feeling, and I'll bet like 100 or two on a game.
The
Oh,
scummy part for me
Yeah.
with like the whole online gambling thing isn't as much the sports themselves or the companies. It's you guys. I don't know how prevalent you guys are on things like Twitch or Kick or those like live streaming platforms, but so many of the biggest guys there just spam slots and like gambling and whatnot to like 13-year-old kids.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I was like, if I would have seen shit like that in middle school, I would have been blowing money like crazy, I think.
But have
Yeah.
you guys?
Because I didn't get into sports betting and gambling until I was like damn near 19
Well,
years
the
old.
good thing about kids is they don't have any fucking money.
Do you
so-
guys ever watch?
True, but
Boss
like
Man
some of these
Jack?
kids get their parents' credit cards.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
then they
ever
get
watched
hit.
Boss Man Jack?
Boss Man Jack.
Yeah, he's just like cracked out guy. He's been in jail for crack and stuff, and he plays online casino games. And he'll be up like $5,000 and then lose it, and he'll flip out. And he smashed his fucking door, is smashed. He's like, he's the sickest, wackiest guy ever.
Who is? Why does he have a doc? He has got a documentary or something?
Oh, he's like a LOL cow on the internet.
Oh, okay.
But he's amazing to watch because he'll be like up 20,000. He's like, "Mom, I'm up 20,000," and it's gone in like 20 minutes. And then he starts smashing everything and be like, "Fuck you, everybody!" But I'm like, "Is this fake? Because how does he get all this money? Like, he'll get his money up to like 40,000, and then he'll be down to zero in like 10 minutes." And I'm like, "How does he even?" Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's
See,
real or
at least guys like that, Maddie, I can respect for gambling their own money. There's so many accounts where it's the big guys and they go through these small losses, loss streaks, and then guess what? The casino just deposits more money in their account or changes the slot so they win. Like rigs the system in their favor to show that like they're winning way more. They could win hundreds of thousands of dollars. You could try too.
Did I tell you about the person I knew that like kept borrowing money from me and then borrowed about 5 or 6 different installments of I was making very good money at the time. I was very young and stupid though.
yeah.
And they kept just coming up with excuse, then excuse. And this was a trusted older person in my life.
And you realize he was a gambler.
Yeah, I was getting ready to leave for California and I go, I kind of need that money now because I'm not going to be employed for a while. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm a gambling addict.
That's a good excuse. I
And
had
I'm
a
like,
guy.
oh my fucking God.
He's an Uber driver. He picked me up from a casino, and he told me he doesn't gamble because he put $10,000 on the Saints versus the Rams
Mm-hmm.
pass interference game, money line, and like, look, hey, he should have won, but like life sucks, and he said he had to go to like Gamblers Anonymous. It changed his life.
I have heard of people that have like they've had to self-exclude and shit. So Luke, the one I sent you, that it was all over Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it. This golf fight. I think it involves a hockey player.
Okay.
Okay. Well, is it good for audio too?
It is good for audio too because
All
there
right.
is a point where he's punching the guy in the face and just says "bang" over and over again while he's punching him
All
in
right.
the
Well,
face.
let's take a look. It's a longer video. Hopefully, it gets right into it. One moment.
Drive the fuck up there or you're gonna get booted the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Enough.
No,
You're not a tough guy. Hurry up. I'll fucking
The Canadian stuff like really helps too.
Not that fucking
Yeah,
No, he's not.
Not that fucking
He's not.
tough.
He's not
No,
tough.
he's pretty tough.
He's
Not
not
that
tough.
fucking tough.
Hammered.
You're not tough.
Yeah.
You're not tough.
Let's get going.
Get going.
Or you can play behind us all and you can take all the fucking time you want. This is
Luke, you can go ahead and skip to a minute
not.
35.
It's
Okay.
Third period, hey boys.
No, you do.
Third
All right.
period.
The fight's about to happen here.
You're not scaring anybody. You're just making
I don't. Hey, man. Come on, man. Hey.
He just throws him right in the water.
Hey, off to a good start, buddy. I fucking told you!
Man, leave him alone. You want another?
He
You
just
want one
fucking
too?
came at me!
Leave him alone, man. I got it all on record.
It's around the goal.
I got it all on record.
Around the goal.
Well,
Hey! You want a fucking go guy?
Leave him alone. Hey, leave him alone, man.
I wouldn't be going back, you fucking moron.
Hey. Come on, man.
is he a Batman? Like, what's-
He's got to make his own sound effects. That's
I love
awesome.
it.
Enough! Get out!
Hey.
Enough! Hey,
Leave him.
get him the fuck out of here!
Jim, do you know what these guys are even fighting?
It's not okay.
Yes. So the guy,
Stop looking like an idiot!
The guy
Get
that
outta
gets
here.
thrown in the water and everything. They were a group that was ahead of the guy who did the bang fight punching.
Right.
They were golfing. They were slow golfing him, so they were just golfing it intentionally slow.
A great
Okay.
movie. One of my favorite movies, Sideways. That happens.
They were
And
they were golfing in that movie?
I remember the golf scene where he's trying to teach him how to play golf, and the people are like, "You're going too slow."
Oh, I
So
don't
then
remember
they throw
that part.
golf
But
balls at him. The next group, they're like, "Hurry it up down there." So then
no,
they
you gotta let people pass. You do. That's
never
the
play.
rule.
I don't know, but it's always weird when you hear guys. It's always the guy that instigates it that says he's tough, always gets his ass kicked, it seems.
I like that one guy's like, trust me, you're not tough. And then he proved it to him.
It reminds me of that Brian Callen thing where he was like talking to Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
Brian Callen's like, "Do you want to do like a street fight or like jiu-jitsu?" And Andrew's like, "I don't give a shit. I'll just kick your fucking ass."
He's like, I will knock you out within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you want to do? Like a street fight? Or like you want to do like martial arts? And he's like, "Who cares? I'm gonna kill you."
well, Santino's like a D1 athlete, so
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like Brian was, I mean, it was a pretty funny clip. Because he
it
just
was hilarious. Yeah.
talks the most, they can't fight.
All right. We got this is the best story of the week.
Yeah.
A heartwarming story.
Okay.
Did you guys see the sprinter whose penis went flopping out of his shorts during the hurdles?
no,
Oh,
what event?
where do you find these stories?
I have to search on these slow sports times, man.
Ooh, and they got a modeling offer.
Yeah, he got a modeling contract offer. This guy named Chris Robinson, not to be confused with the lead singer of the Black Crowes. It was not him hurdling. It was this gentleman. I think he ran for Alabama in school, but now and he won the race too. And his dick just kept going over each hurdle, barely, as it was flopping out of his pants. He's trying to like put it back in while he's racing, and he still won the race. Like he was just so focused.
That's pretty wild.
It's amazing, and now he's got a modeling contract.
I'm trying to see if there's any
Maddie, put
footage.
your dick away. You're not going to get a modeling contract.
Trying to see if there's any footage of this race.
I kept looking too.
It's all
Just for
blurred.
science,
These
just for
cowards.
experimentation purposes.
These cowards.
I mean, there are wardrobe malfunctions. I watch a lot of 80s NBA, and I always go like, one of my thoughts is when they flop and they fall.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do their dicks not come out?
And those little shorts, yeah.
It's so wild. Like, they're
Ah.
so tiny. And never has there ever been a wardrobe malfunction in the NBA in the 80s.
Really?
No, well, you tuck it all. You probably get your special gear.
I mean,
you're
everybody
probably wearing a jock strap for sure.
Everybody was probably so happy when the Fab Five came in, because then the
Right.
got really
Right. Then you don't play with any underwear. You can just let your dick hang to your knees.
exactly. But back in the day, you watch like Larry Bird, you're like, how does nuts not come out? Like, how does his dick not get a little side dick or something?
Yeah. It was just it was like watching a NASCAR race. You're kind of hoping for an accident there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay, I found video.
Hey, put it on the rundown, the link to the rundown,
Yeah.
so I can see it.
I mean, parts of it are blurred, but other parts, the person
This is
doing
just
the
for
video
research,
just
like in
didn't
the
give a
Pete
fuck.
Townsend way.
I mean, shit happens. What is he supposed to do? Like
Apparently,
Well,
get
it's
a
just funny,
modeling. Yeah, apparently start a modeling career.
I mean, I remember
It's right on YouTube, like
Oh,
uncensored.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
competitive running, a wardrobe malfunction is typically a devastating occurrence which has caused athletes to lose races altogether. But
I can't
American
believe he
Chris
still won.
Robinson was
AI
able to
voice,
overcome
too.
a truly
I
embarrassing
know.
clothing
I
failure
muted
to
the-
win
I muted the
400
voice.
meter
I muted the
hurdles event
voice.
at the
It's-
Ostrava Golden Spike meet in Czechia. While running the event, Robinson's shorts were not able to keep
This is
his
one of the
genitals from being
laziest
exposed
videos.
to all
This is one of
those
the
watching.
laziest
He
videos
made
I've ever
multiple
fucking seen in my
attempts to
life.
adjust his
But
shorts
it
to try
has
and
it
prevent
has
any
the
further
it has the
Full
embarrassment
footage.
to
dong
himself.
is
But
bopping
eventually,
in and
he
out.
gave up his attempts
Full
to keep
dick and
himself
balls
covered
just
and
hanging
I mean,
out.
focused
like,
on
what
finishing the
happened?
race.
It just
As
ripped
he
right
crossed the
through
line
his
in
shorts.
first
It
place,
wasn't even like it came out
Robinson
the
rolled
side.
into a
It's just
somersault
shorts
and
just
laid
It's just
on
right
the
down
track
the
with a
leg,
smile
yeah.
at his result. The time of 48.05 seconds was just 1/10 of a second
Oh,
off of his personal
Jesus.
best and
Right?
stood as his best time of the season. Robinson beat out Brazilian hurdler Mateus Lima by just 600ths
Then he
of a
does a
second.
somersault.
Third place was Czech native Witt Muller,
He
who
could have hit
ran a
himself
time
in
of
the face with that.
48.41 seconds
He still
in his
won.
home nation. He crossed the line 600ths of a second ahead of Brazilian Mateus Lima at the World Athletics Continental Tour Gold event, while Czech Witt Muller, 48.41,
It's
was
funny because
third.
at the finish line,
Earlier
he
this
like
year,
leans forward,
Robinson
so
was
it looks
part
like
of a
he's
team
trying
that
to
won gold in the
suck himself
4x400
off.
meter mixed relay at the 2025 World Relay Championships in Guangzhou. American Chris
Guangzhou.
Robinson overcame an embarrassing wardrobe.
Yeah, and then I think they just play the video back to loop it. Like, oh my God.
That's some lazy ass content, but it's the only video I can find where you actually see Dom.
Yeah, because it's going to be removed.
How long ago?
It's been out there for 2 weeks. I don't know.
It didn't make national news.
Oh, it did. I mean, it just didn't make ESPN. Because ESPN's talked about Tim Tebow and his wife having a fucking baby. Who gives a shit about that? I wonder about a runner whose dong's flailing around.
But certain guys like Tebow and Johnny Football, like Johnny Football, for probably about 7 years ago, for 7 years, he was in the headlines every day for something. He could call every paper to get a story about him. They wouldn't touch him anymore. It's so wild that like when you're not done, when you're done, and they're done with you, they're done with you. Tebow isn't there yet. He'll get there in a few years.
Tebow's like at least passable as a broadcaster too.
Yeah, that's why we'll never say goodbye to him. You know.
Well, they say goodbye to Johnny Football.
Well,
I
yeah.
know Tebow could really make money doing like those mega churches.
Oh, he'll always be able to make money doing
That's
that.
what I'd be doing because you make way more money doing that shit.
If he wants to like fall back on something, that is what he should do.
He's not a bad analyst, I guess.
He's a likable guy, but it's like I don't want to listen to you, dude. Like, I mean, he was a 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. So,
story about Johnny Football. Like, remember, there was a time every day, Johnny Football this, Johnny Football that, Johnny Football spotted here. Johnny Football, nobody cares about anymore. It's cool.
Maddie, can you name the last football team that Johnny Manziel played for?
The Control Football League.
Yeah, the Fan Control Football League. Do you remember the team?
I'm gonna say like the Salt Lake City.
They didn't have city names because they all played at one location.
The Firebirds, the Dragons,
the Zappers.
Crazy.
The Zappers.
Someday they'll do a really good job.
He was actually like I remember watching that league. That league, I wish it would have stuck around more because it was kind of fun. It was a cool concept where, like, they would give you 3 plays to vote on, and fans would vote on each play.
If I was watching
every offense,
it was too. I'm sure they controlled which plays they were letting you shoot.
Yeah,
so
they
like,
only gave you 3. They gave you 3 options.
All right, but let's say it was like, you hated Manziel and you could just vote for a quarterback sneak each time, or like, something that would fuck them up.
That would be funny.
Okay, so Donald Trump wants a UFC match at the White House. And it sounds like it's really going to happen. It sounds like the UFC is already working.
Sports aren't political, by the way.
I'm not talking about his politics.
It's just hilarious. This is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Like, how do you picture this going? Like, I kind of am picturing like Gladiator, where he just like, after the guy wins, he just puts out his hand and it's a thumbs up. The guy can live. If not, they execute him on TV.
That would be funny. I would watch that. Like as I would watch that.
I never watch UFC, so I can't really have an opinion on it.
Will Colby Covington be fighting in this?
Well, it's funny now. Like Conor McGregor's talking about coming out of retirement just to do this. And Conor McGregor's gone irrelevant too after he got
definitely have a baseball game on the lawn. Like, do a baseball game.
Well, no, I mean Trump's like super buddy with Dana White.
Yeah,
that's why they do it.
There was a funny ass Twitter account. I don't know if they're still there. I'm not on X a lot, but that he had a whole tweet that everybody was believing that, like, according to, sources inside the Secret Service, Trump was on Air Force One looking at the TV, and he demanded to know what channel the guerrilla fights were on. And it was a channel that just broadcasted guerrillas fighting for 24 hours.
Is that for real?
It went viral. No, it was a joke.
Yeah.
And it went viral. A lot of people really believed that shit. It was so funny. But this kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, I think it's cool when they do the Field of Dreams game. The idea that
Yeah,
Yankees played in Iowa.
right.
So it'd be fun, like, hey, for 4th of July, have the Nationals play at the lawn, invite a lot of kids, a lot of inner city kids, do a lot of cool charity, and have some fun like that.
No, we're gonna do a UFC fight and invite a lot of
No way.
celebrities.
You got to see people taking elbows to the face,
Well,
Maddie.
I'm a man of the people.
I do like UFC.
I never
I do
watched.
too. I go in and out of it. I'm sort of
I'm not
starting
like
to get back into it a little bit, slightly.
I got a buddy who's super into it and watches like every fight night and like
He must
all the
be
pay-per-views
rich.
and whatnot.
Jesus
No. He's got
No,
a
of
way
course
around
not.
it. Yeah. I mean, you can watch all the non-pay-per-view stuff just on ESPN Plus.
Well,
guys,
who buys ESPN Plus?
Dude, it's like $6 a month.
Yeah, a
Is
lot of
it?
you get all the
And
third-
you get the package. You can get
All right,
the
I will
Disney-
tell you, if you
Yeah,
do
you get
have
the-
ESPN Plus, you will get the matchup of a lifetime tomorrow night, the one everybody's been anticipating. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one is that?
Cooper Flag versus Bronny James, NBA Summer League.
Oh yeah, baby.
Manny, are
Actually-
you excited for
I'm
Cooper
excited.
Flag?
Flag, but is this his first game?
This will be his first game.
This is his first one.
I'm excited to see how he does. I'm sure he'll do great.
Are you
know,
excited for Bronny season 2?
I don't want to shit on him too hard because I just feel like he's been put in a very bad position, like
Yeah.
so I don't want to like do I think he's good? No. Do I think he belongs? No. But I don't want to just shit on a guy.
I understand. That's commendable.
But like he's an easy target, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And
I
most
hear you.
most parents would do I was a little league umpire. I couldn't tell you, like, I think I've told you this before. Like championship games, some asshole father, his son can't pitch a lick, and there's 3 kids that could win the fucking game and pitch really good, and he somehow picks his son to pitch the championship game,
Oh.
and they get fucking destroyed, and all the parents are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it's like that's what the parent. It's something that we don't understand. Like if you're a parent, you do things for your kids that
Well, I will get. He's trying. He doesn't have that my father's making me be here attitude.
No.
His next kid is like almost getting to college now too.
I mean,
Bryce.
Can he play with 2 kids in it?
Duncan Robinson is in the NBA. He's played 5 or 6 seasons. He started at the University of New Hampshire. He transferred to Michigan. He somehow made. I would never have thought him even as a good 3-pointer at Michigan. I never would have thought this guy could even sniff an NBA court.
Yeah.
So if Bronny does work hard enough, you never know, but he's going to have to work really hard.
Yeah, he's already pretty good on defense. So if he could get some sort of shot, who knows? But I mean,
Well, you got to score.
the odds are not in his favor. Say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And the Lakers are bought, and LeBron's only probably going to be his last year.
Yeah.
Well, we got a
Don't say
hero.
that. Never say never.
You're right. Never say never is right because our man Joey Chestnut got back to Nathan's on the 4th of July.
70.5, baby.
This is what they should do at the White House: is have a hot dog eating competition on the lawn.
I woke up to watch it, and I will say this. I mean, this has been said 100 times, but people aren't even close to him.
No,
It's not close. He's killing people. He's doubling the next guy.
Yeah.
How does he do it for all these fucking years?
He's a pro, Matty. He trains. He
This is
practices. There's no off season for competitive eating.
I guess not.
yeah. So he wolfed down 70.5,
70 and a half,
70
baby.
and a half. I didn't even know they count halves, but they do. His record is 76 from 2021. Um, so we'll see if he comes back to
The
break
hope
the
is
record.
like the hope is that he can get if he can ever cross 80.
Well, I
It's
think
an unreal pace.
he
It's an
says that it's
unreal
harder
pace.
and harder to break his records. So I think he's at sort of a standstill with trying to break the record. He could still coast and dominate this. I think the guy who won it last year only got like 58 hot dogs.
So why didn't he win it last year?
He wasn't in it last year.
No, remember he had that sponsorship snafu
Oh, okay.
with Hebrew National or something.
It was with a vegan hot dog thing.
Oh, God.
And then some Nathans got upset with him or something.
Jordan,
Yeah.
the window was open for 2 years for the Houston Rockets to win championships.
So he's got big fans there too. Some ladies like had a sign that said Joey Chestnut. I want to
Oh,
have
yeah.
your baby.
I thought you were gonna say Joey Chestnut and me.
That's a good one. I'm gonna get you that shirt for your birthday.
That's good. That's really good.
I mean, I watched it like half awake, and you just like I look up, I'm like fucking with my phone while it's on.
What
And I'm
time was it on? I was pissed. I forgot about it and I
So-
missed it.
at in the West Coast.
It was on, I mean, West Coast, it was on pretty early, right? Like 9.
Oh, they did it at like noon on East Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, but you're just like I look up and I see like, it's halfway done. He's got like 50, and the next guy's got 30, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like
See, it's not like, to me, it's the thing with Joey Chestnut, especially watching other competitive eaters. It's not just the speed that he does it at. It's that he can keep that pace for so much longer than everyone else. Because everyone starts out fast.
Yes.
Because you're seeing it's like he's at 15, the next guy's at 14 or 15. They're keeping pace. And then
Yeah.
it gets to like he's at 28. The next guy's at like 23. Then he's at 35. The other guy's at like 31. He's at 50. This guy's at 39. Like the pace just like people just get killed.
It's the jaw muscle that hurts. So when I did mine, that was the one thing. I thought it was going to be more of the nauseous of getting stuffed. You don't even get that
No, it's-
hunger signal, but your jaw is having to chew so fast.
Yeah.
That's what really slowed me down. But he just keeps fucking.
Well, you see them like early on, the first couple, and they're sucking those babies
Yeah.
down.
I think hot dogs. I did a broad eating competition, so they're much bigger. But like these things are thin, so some of them, yeah, it's like 1 or 2 bites. Like they are,
And they're
literally.
they're doubling up each
Yeah.
time, minimum.
Yeah. That's so bizarre.
Well, that's like ever since Kobayashi changed the game
Yeah.
and like did the dunking method and all that stuff.
Right. No, it's unreal. I love this shit though. I hope he
That's
does
awesome.
it forever. Did you
Have
see?
you seen have you seen his other records?
No.
that he
What are
has?
wait, on other foods?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did other foods.
So I'll just go through a couple here. Grilled cheese sandwiches, 47 grilled cheese in 10 minutes.
Holy shit!
182 wings in 30 minutes. Let's see. 5.9 pounds of funnel cake in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I love funnel cake.
53 53 Taco Bell soft tacos in 10 minutes.
You must get paid bank to do this too.
102 tamales in 12 minutes. 4.3 pounds of apple pie in 8 minutes. 141 hard-boiled eggs in 8 minutes.
Move over, Paul Newman.
121 Twinkies in 6 minutes. A whole turkey, 9.3 pounds in 10
What?
minutes.
what?
15 bowls of gumbo, which is the equivalent of 1.8 gallons of gumbo in 8 minutes.
I already ate a whole shark.
55 glazed donuts in 8 minutes.
What?
It's all sorts of stuff. 18 pounds of shrimp cocktail in 8 minutes.
What?
I would do that. I would love
I would do that too. 10 cups of ramen noodles in 1 minute 50 seconds.
What?
17 pounds 8 ounces of cherry pie in 8 minutes.
Wait, what
Here's
was the ramen
my
noodle one
cherry
again?
pie.
It was like 10 cups in 1.5 minutes.
Jeez, you might
Make a
like. Does he get
grown
a
man cry.
college degree right after that? Like,
14 pounds of bologna slices in 8 minutes.
How does he survive?
And then Raisin Cane's chicken fingers 44 in 5 minutes.
Oh, I could do that.
He's got way more too. He's got 24 ounces of popcorn in 8 minutes.
70 loaves of turds in 45 seconds.
yeah, the dumps. They should be recording those dumps
Yeah.
afterwards.
Well, they throw up. They like make themselves throw up. It's quite sick to watch, but
They do sometimes purge.
yes. And they don't discount the throw ups.
Jeez, 28 pounds of poutine in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
God damn.
28 pounds of anything. Just like imagine you're 28 pounds heavier. You're like,
It must be a weird thing, like you must have like a special sort of stomach. I think that's what it is. It's
What do you
Well,
think the most-
they train it a lot.
they do, yeah.
but next year I'm coming for you, Kobayashi.
So the equivalent, by the way, for the calories he ate for the hot dog contest was 21,150 calories in hot dog and bun.
a lot of nitrous oxide.
Oh, think about like with all the salt from the hot dogs, how
Oh,
bad
yeah.
your fingers and like toes would be swelling
You must
too.
go to like the hospital afterwards, and they give him like an IV, and they like cleanse out his body. Like if I eat like fat, every once in a while I'll eat fast food, and I'll drink tea. Like I'll feel like shit. Like it just brings me down, and I'll drink green tea, and I always maybe it's just a placebo, but I feel like the green tea kills the toxins of like the shitty food I ate.
Yeah, you just sound like RFK Jr. now.
Yeah.
Well, there's caffeine in
I'd like
tea,
Aaron
so that
Rodgers
probably
to
makes you
be
feel
my
good.
new podcast
Yeah,
partner.
right. Yeah. Aaron, tell me about this green tea. Should I shove it up my butt to combat this Wendy's? Oh, what? Oh, your boy's back,
Yeah.
Mr. Scott Frost.
Yeah, tell me about it. My feed's been crazy with this shit. Because I follow so many
boy.
obviously I follow so many like Nebraska media people too, and this has been going. This
You
has
wanna
been
take
blowing
the
up.
lead
The
on
Big
this
12 media
story,
days
Jake?
really fucked me up.
Where's he coaching now?
He's at UCF again.
Is he talking shit about Nebraska?
Yeah. So look, I'll let you do this part. I'll let you.
Okay,
throw
so
intro for
the
it.
thing, the headline that's making news is, they asked him what he learned from his time at Nebraska, and you think a mature person, would say, oh well, the job was very big, and it was I may have not been, I was trying to please people, not myself, and not
Yeah.
going, no. What does he say? He learned at Nebraska, don't take the wrong job.
What an asshole.
That's your
It's-
dream job, dude. I mean, even though it went to
Fail, buddy.
shit, you should still be appreciative of your time and the opportunity.
Absolutely. Say I thank the university for my opportunity. It didn't work out. Sometimes you think like certain place is going to be perfect. It didn't work out, but it was a great learning experience, and we're
Yeah.
moving. That's what you say.
I mean,
It's really bad. So it said don't take the wrong job, and then also said like this is quoted from Scott Frost for this. I said I wouldn't leave UCF unless it was someplace you could win a national championship. I got tugged in a direction to try and help my alma mater and didn't really want to do it. It
What?
wasn't a good move. I'm lucky to get back to a place where I was a lot happier.
So
oh,
he's going to go to a smaller school with a smaller budget.
Well, he had a lot of fun at UCF. He had a lot of success at UCF.
I get it.
Like I understand he loved the people there. He did great.
You failed in Nebraska because
The fact that he's saying he got tugged the direction. It's basically like he was forced into the Nebraska job.
Yeah, like I
is
was
such
guilted into
horse
it.
shit.
My God.
Forced into $7 million a year. I'm sorry.
Listen, he ever
Forced
set foot
into
back in
fucking do nothing but play golf simulator and get drunk on your ass.
Yeah, he ever sets foot back in the.
Forced to cheat on your wife. I'm sorry, Scott Frost.
I guess Lawrence Phillips should have killed him back in the day.
Fucking, I can't think of another. There's very few former players that people dislike more than Scott Frost at this moment.
It's amazing when you say all the wrong things. It really.
It's amazing when you threw out every interview he's ever done. And the one thing I will like super negative about Scott Frost that I learned from his time at Nebraska, he has a problem taking responsibility. He's always had a problem taking responsibility for things.
I can see that.
Every time we would lose a game in the press conference, he'd be like, well, the defense did this. Or they would ask him a question like, well, I don't coach that side of the ball. Literal zero accountability.
Well, you got the great Matt, whatever the fuck.
Dude, I'll take Matt Rule 1 million. If Matt Rule takes to another bowl game, I'll take Matt Rule 1,000 times over Scott Frost.
They're really good this year in 3 years. What is Scott Frost going to say?
Like if Nebraska's really good in 3 years?
Well, this will be year number 3.
Yeah. You can't say nothing. You can't. He was the most losingest coach in Nebraska history.
Oh, brother.
Sorry. He was the worst coach in Nebraska history.
Jim Harbaugh struggled a little at Michigan up front, but he left with the natty title. Like Scott Frost, he didn't do shit, bro. You left that place in shambles, dog.
Yeah.
When you were a quarterback there,
He almost left it worse than Mike Riley did.
You took a lot of money. Like, yeah, Mike Riley is the worst, though.
Not according to the stats.
Mike Riley is one of the worst coaches. Probably a good guy, but a terrible coach. Never wins anywhere he goes. Not even in the UFL, the AFL. One of the worst NFL coaches. Somehow Oregon State always would rehire him for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, this fucking loser. And they're gonna have to like have him back when they honor whatever their national championship team is.
Oh, it's gonna be booed.
That's in 2 years, baby. 2 years, I guess.
Oh, I hope they boo the fuck out of him.
Oh, he will get booed hard.
You think he's got the stones to even go?
I don't know. He's been booed at Nebraska before.
Really? Even before?
Yeah, because obviously he's from Nebraska, Wood River and whatnot, but he didn't come to Nebraska originally. He went to Stanford.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Stanford, and like people weren't super happy with him.
Right.
Yeah. And then like he came in, didn't have like immediate success his first season, like that 96 season. I think that's when we lose to like Arizona State pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he got some boos.
Well, Michigan should have had that.
And also so the town he's from, Wood River, is like literally like 25 minutes away from me.
Uh-huh.
And I know people that like were in high school around that area while he was in high school. He's always been a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's always been that kind of guy.
Well,
his
when you're
mom's a douchebag too.
Probably are. I mean, you're given the keys to the car probably at 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, I mean, your parents are like his mom. I forget what his dad did. His mom was an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
Everybody sees you a different way. They give you different things. You go to the pizza shop, they give you free pizza. Like your life is like easier at that age, so you feel more entitled. I would imagine, and then it just kind of.
Oh, he's got that like entitlement kid thing all the way for sure.
100%.
For sure.
Fuck Central Florida. I hope they suck.
God, I have one sports actual story. The Lakers picked up former #1 pick DeAndre Ayton. You guys think that'll matter one fucking bit?
The only thing that will matter, I mean, maybe, I don't, probably not.
If they're good, it will, but if they're not,
He can be a lob
good
threat,
role player.
like Luka likes, but they still need a much more well-rounded roster.
He's not gonna like light it up. He's not gonna fucking. He'll give him a good 15, 20 minutes. He'll have a couple good games, but
it's good for them to get some height, though.
Yeah, they need a center.
So like, I mean, it's a good piece. Luka's got to stop being such a fat fuck, though.
I heard he's ripped.
I already lost a lot of weight. I saw.
Good.
So
he's in a healthy city, not like Dallas. LA's a healthy city.
Exactly.
So Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla was on a podcast, and he he suggested a business called the Situation Room, where you can reenact situations like the Bin Laden raid. I'm gonna go ahead and just play this real quick.
Watch anything like when we have any downtime right now?
So I try to watch. So during the playoffs, I was watching the Bin Laden documentary.
I watched that too. That was pretty
Man,
crazy.
I mean, they should. So you know how they have like, you know how they have what's that thing called? Where you like escape rooms?
Yeah.
They should have. We should start a business where you have like situation rooms, and like you can sign up and go in and like reenact different things. You know, like, hey, what are you doing tonight? We're gonna grab dinner and then we're gonna go reenact the Bin Laden raid.
That'd be a sick first date idea.
You know what I mean? Like I think the escape room's just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing tonight?
So do you have?
Like
Do you
Julian
get?
Edelman there?
Do you have paid actors to like play Bin Laden?
I would assume so.
That you just like get like an airsoft gun or something?
Sure. Jim, what would you like to reenact?
That's a good question.
Maddie, do you have one off the top of your head?
World Series Game 6, where the Red Sox win and Bill Buckner makes the final out on a diving first ground out to first.
You would be Bill Buckner?
Yeah. Or I do like JFK, where somebody tells him like somebody's shooting at him and he ducks and they catch.
Oh, the JFK is.
That means the whole thing would just be you ducking. Okay, that's
the JFK assassination would be a good one.
Right.
I would also say
Play a police officer.
when they captured Saddam Hussein would be cool.
No, in the 60s with the Zodiac killer. So I'd like to be a
That'd be
police.
good.
or you would like to be the Zodiac killer.
No, I want to catch him.
You want to be a detective
That's,
at like a crime scene?
You bring what you know now into it. That'd be fun too.
It's Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer.
So they say.
What like would you be the guy that sneaks into Jeffrey Epstein's cell and then just hang him?
I mean,
Oh
cover it up?
yeah. I'd reenact that.
somebody
This is also
Have you guys seen the
funniest
show The
thing.
Rehearsal?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people are comparing this to, The Rehearsal with Nathan Fielder.
Yeah, get Joe Mazzulla to hook up with Nathan Fielder. That'd
Yeah.
be a match made in heaven.
I don't know. There could be some weird. I also picture a lot of weird pornographic scenarios too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, let me reenact this.
Well, if it was built like an escape room, you would have like they'd have like 4 situations you could choose from at any given point, and they would just cycle through them.
Now, okay, like I could see Antonio Brown reenacting the impregnation of Mother Mary with Jesus Christ.
And he plays Jesus.
He plays all 3 characters.
Oh, I could see that. That'd be nice.
But-
What's that?
very interesting stuff.
Yeah,
I think Joe Mazzulla is just a weird guy, and he lets his weirdness fly on podcasts.
Yeah. Good coach though.
Great coach, and I feel like the weirdness, like, because like for him, and the reason I don't really mind his weirdness, he does seem authentic in it.
Yes.
like
If
I
you
don't
watch
get like a weird authenticity from him.
I kind of feel like the weirdness is just being authentic. You know, like
He
I don't
loves
think
the
he says
Celtics
anything too
documentary.
crazy. I
Yeah.
think
No, he's
all-
just intense. Like he's an
just
intense
not
guy.
filtered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of course, a dude like watching that Bin Laden documentary and then wanting to go pretend he's one of SEAL Team 6.
That makes sense.
That's pretty intense. Yeah.
Nah, it's
Son,
I like it. How old is he?
he's like 40 something. He's young.
Maddie, are you trying to get out of here? You got shit to do?
Oh yeah, it's been over an hour, so
37, Maddie.
That's all we got.
Maddie, 37.
he's young. Yeah, he played at West Virginia with Joe what's his face? Huggins. Bob Huggins.
He's 6 years older than me.
And he's from Massachusetts.
Oh,
He's
is that where did Bob Huggins teach him how to get that DUI?
I don't think- But he's very intense. When I watched that Celtics documentary on HBO, you see how he coaches, and it's very intense.
All right. Well, if Maddie's got to go, then I got to go, and Jim's got
Oh,
to
I
go.
feel like it's
So-
best. I'm
Well,
having
that was
fun.
all. Maddie, all you had to do was look at the rundown and see that was the very last story.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Little tip for the future. All right. Good night, Mark Gastineau. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to a non-sports edition of the Sports Hole. And we'll see you next week for probably more non-sports action, more of the hole, the big wide gaping hole, right here on the Sports Hole.
Sports.
Hey, guys.